All right, welcome to my first recorded restorative yoga session. I'm really excited about it. This is something I do when I get really stressed out, and other things that I try to do to reduce stress, like reading, journaling, what have you, aren't really cutting it. So these practices really help me, so I hope they'll help you. So just a little recap for those of you that are watching the recording later. I am sitting on a blanket. I've also got a base blanket down. I've got 3 other blankets to use in case I need them. I've got a strap today. I've got a couple blocks, and I've got a bolster. So if you don't have a bolster cushion, any firm pillow or strong cushion will work. And this is really going to be more important when we do incline stuff, but I have a hack for you with blankets and blocks that we'll get to there in case you don't have bolster. So let's get started finding a nice tall seat, whatever that looks like for you. I'm just going to move my flesh out of the way of the sits bones here very carefully. Good. And then think about your nice tall spine. So you want your ears, your shoulders, and your hips to be in alignment. Let's zip up from pubic bone to behind the navel, belly button into the spine. Good. And I'm just going to tuck my chin a little bit here. And breathe. Good. So I'm just inhaling through the nose. I'm exhaling through my mouth. Letting go of things not serving me. And then you're welcome to stay here. I'm going to take one hand over my heart space and the other hand right to my navel. That's kind of a lower chakra belly area here. I'm just going to tap into those areas as I breathe. Good. Just kind of dropping into these centers. Good areas of holding. And then from here, we'll go ahead and we'll set our intention. So your intention can always be what's on your heart, what you need it to be. I'm going to bring back the intention of healing that we did yesterday in yin. Now, we talked about different types of healing yesterday. Today, I'm not going to do that. Today, I'm going to let you choose healing and interpret that and apply that however you need to do so. Good. And then from here, we'll take the hands to the side, palms turning up. Inhale, reach, reach, reach overhead, turning palms away. Grow taller from crown to tail, bringing those arms back down. We'll do that one more time. Palms up. Inhale, reach, 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 turning palms away. Grow taller as we bring that back down. Good. We're just going to do a very gentle side bend and a little bit of rotation just to prepare the spine a little bit. So big inhale, reach and lengthen. Exhale. We'll take a side bend to the right. Actually, I'm going to my left. Good. So I'm breathing here. I'm expanding here. And then you can choose what you need to do from here. Are you okay where you are? Do you need to come out? Do you wish to side bend a little deeper? Is it better for you to open a little bit towards the ceiling? Or is it better to get a little bit of a C curve roll here, forehead in the direction of the knee, but not touching? Wherever you've chosen, can you still expand that rib cage on your inhale? Good. And inhale and lengthen. Exhale will come all the way back up. Reach, 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 going into the other side. And we'll take that into an exhale to that other side. Sits bones rooted. And breathe and expand. Good. And then when you're ready, you choose your path. You can stay here. You can come out. You can side bend deeper. You can open up towards your ceiling. Or maybe a C curve roll here, forehead in the direction of the knee, but not touching. Breathe and expand. And inhale and lengthen. And exhale, we'll come up. Gentle, gentle twist to each side. Reach, reach, reach. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, taking gentle rotation towards the left. Rolling shoulders back, maybe looking a little bit more behind you. Breathe and expand. And then we'll inhale and lift. Exhale, center. Inhale. Exhale, take that to the other direction. Rolling the shoulders back, looking a little bit more behind you. Breathing and expanding. Good. And then from here, when you're ready, inhale and lift. Exhale, come to center. Good. And we'll just take the hands back to prayer, just reconnecting one more time before we get going here to that heart space. Good. Okay. So from here, we're going to set ourselves up for a supported child's pose. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to bring in my bolster. So you can do this with a pillow. You can even stack your blankets on top of each other if you need to. And because I tend to go a little bit deep here, and I'll kind of show you an example. So you can take your legs as wide as your space here or as wide as your mat. Same thing as if we're doing child's pose in a different type of class. And you're just going to come and you're going to support yourself here. Now, as you can see, my bottom is kind of up in the air because I have a little bit more opening. I have a tendency to kind of collapse here. So what I'm going to do about that is, and you might need this as well, maybe not, is I'm going to build up my bolster cushion a little bit here. So I'm just going to put another blanket on top. Good. And then I'm going to take an additional blanket across the top here, kind of creating a little bit of a pillow for my head. So what we're going to do is we're going to be here for about 3 minutes. And at the halfway point, I'll tell you to switch your head. So you'll look maybe one side for the first half, and then you'll take that to the other side for the last half, just so that your head and your neck doesn't get stiff just from being in one direction for a long time. So from here, I'm just going to come down. Good. So now I'm more supported. I have a little bit more support than I had. My knees, I'm just going to let them come where they want to come. And then I'm just going to make sure I'm nice and comfortable here. You don't have to engage the core. We're just being. You can even put your, head here if you don't want to just relax here. Find where you can be comfortable. Good. Now, another thing you can do too, if your knees need more support, if you kind of went off your mat or whatever, you can always put, a blanket under there, similar to what we do in frog pose and yin class. You can close your eyes. You can keep them open. Coming back to your breath, coming back to that intention of healing. And as we're here in this child's pose, a supported child's pose, do a little body scan. Is there anywhere that you could soften just a little bit more? So with your breath, could you soften a little bit more into the chest, the shoulders, the back, the hips? Where could you soften a little bit more? Good. So we're at the halfway point here. So I'm going to direct you to turn your head in the opposite direction if you can. Inhale, healing. Exhale, release. Breathe and expand. Soften with the breath. And from here, we're carefully gonna come out of there. So different people need to do different things with their legs to come out of this one. So you know you, so you can do you and come out of there the best way for you. Now, I'm gonna leave everything just where it is, and we're gonna come to a twist here. So, and again, we're gonna do this one though for 4 minutes to each side. If you need something, if that becomes too much or whatever, just like anything else, you can switch sides early or come out completely and just relax. You can always go back to the child's pose that we just did. But what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna kind of move this a little bit more forward. So I'm gonna sit right up against my bolster here. Okay. And you can do whatever you need to do with your legs here that's comfortable for you. So this is comfortable for me, might not be for you. You might need to do something different, completely fine. So be mindful of that. Now from here, I'm gonna rotate towards my bolster, and then I'm gonna come down on my bolster. Good, I'm just gonna bring this down a little bit here. Good, so I'm just gonna take my head again to the side, be where you're comfortable, and we're gonna try this one for 4 minutes. So again, we're breathing and expanding. You'll see me kind of keep my eyes open here because I gotta watch the time because I have a tendency to really get into this one. This is one of my favorite supported twists. And again, reconnect with your intention, the one you chose, or healing. And again, checking in, where could you soften? Is that the shoulders, chest, the belly, the hips, the knees, the feet? And bringing it back to the intention, bringing it back to the breath. Inhale for healing. Exhale for releasing. Good. Carefully on a nice big breath. Carefully bring yourself up out of the twist. Good. Now, hopefully that felt really good to you. We're going to do that on the other side. So different things for different people. For the sake of the recording, careful not to come out of these too fast. You might get a little there, but like I just kind of felt a sensation for myself. So you're free to just kind of keep everything where it is and just turn over to the other side. Because I'm recording, I am actually going to move my bolster and everything to the other side here. Let's scoot down a little bit. All right, so getting set up how you need to, and remember how you twist on one side might be different than the other. So maybe you need to build your cushion up a little bit higher on this side or lower than you did on the other side, and that's completely fine. So then from here, having your legs where you're comfortable, I'm gonna gently rotate here, and then I'm just gonna fold in, letting my prop support me. Good, my head is going in the direction of my knees here. And again, we'll be here for about 4 minutes. As you breathe and start to settle in, see if there's somewhere you can soften. Expanding the rib cage. And softening a little bit more through the shoulders, the chest, the belly, the hips beneath the feet. Just like in other classes, if you start to kind of feel an emotional release, which for most people, the face kind of wants to tighten up, almost like you get into a lemon or something like that, and the eyes water a little bit. Just know that you're in a safe place and feel free to release that. That's your body getting rid of something no longer serving it. Allowing your body to get rid of that also promotes the healing.
taking a deep breath, slowly, mindfully, carefully.
Come up off your props, out of your twist. Good. And come back. Good. So I hope that felt wonderful to you. It did for me. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go into that incline resting pose that I talked about at the beginning. So we will change up our prop setup here a little bit. So I am going to undo this here, and I'm going to bring in my blocks, and I'll kind of show you why here. So I'm going to get this set up with the bolster first, and then I will show you the hack if you don't have one. But you'll want a block, so you'll want to put it this way, and then you'll want to put your other one up this way, and they can touch each other. That part doesn't matter, or just a little bit farther away. And then you'll just take your bolster and you'll just place that bolster right here. So now you've got that nice little incline support. I also like to take a blanket up here just so that my neck has a little bit more support when I lie back on it. Now this next part here will go for everyone just about, regardless of how you're going to set up. So we're going to build a support for our hips here. So I'm kind of undoing my blanket, and I'm doing it into this wide fold here. Good. And then what I'm going to do from there is I'm just going to roll this up, and I know that you can't really see there, but it'll. So you're rolling this up into this long, almost kind of like a long roll. So it'll look like this when you've rolled it up. And we're just going to put that to the side for right now. So some people need to sit up on a blanket here as well. It just kind of depends on what kind of support that your low back needs when you do this setup. But what this will look like then, and you can have your legs long or bent here if you don't want to do the hip opener part. And then you just come back, and now everything is nice and supported. So what we're going to do here, the reason I did this roll, is I'm going to take my feet together like we would do in Baddha Konasana. And then actually, before you lay back, I'm going to take this roll and I'm going to place it on top of my feet. And then I'm just going to kind of place that under my knees here. So now when they open, they've got support and I don't have to worry about them cramping up or anything like that. And then once you get here, it's kind of up to you what you want to do. Some people like to have a blanket here for a little bit more grounding. Some people like to cover up with it, like a blanket. Some people are fine with their arms kind of out to the side. Others are more comfortable if you fold the blanket or put a pillow under there. And then you've got that nice support, which is actually what I'm going to do here in a moment. But that is a great way for you to set up. Now, if you don't have the bolster, I will show you a different way to do that. So you're still going to have your blocks placed in this setting. And then you're going to take your blankets and you're going to drape your blankets over the block so you can add a little bit more cushion and a little bit more comfort. Good. And I like at least a couple, but there's no limits. It's just kind of whatever it is that you need to do there. You can put a neck pillow up here if you need to. The thing about this one is, again, you might need to, and I know I'm going to, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Make sure that your back is supported. So when you come here, you don't want to have an uncomfortable gap between your low back and the floor. So you're going to be a little bit lower. It's not going to be as big of an incline, but you want to be supported. And again, it's not as comfortable as the other, but it is an alternative when you don't have a bolster. And then everything else is the same. You can keep your knees bent. You can bring in that long roll to support your legs, all of your other supports, and you can be right here. Okay, so that's your alternative. Good. Now I'm going to get myself back set up for the actual. Just because if for no other reason today, that's what feels good on my body. as I recover from surgery. All right. Good, and then here's my neck roll. Good, I've got my supports for my arms here to the side. I've got my roll for my hip support. Good. I'm just gonna go ahead and place that here. Good, all right. So for this one, we're gonna try this one for 4 juicy minutes. And again, soften throughout your body. Inhale and expand. Returning to the intention you chose or healing, the one that I gave you. I'll also give a little disclaimer. When I'm doing this practice, anything where I'm in supine or on my back or this incline, I usually have a little eye pillow that I put over my eyes as well. Those are fairly inexpensive. You can, even if you sew, you can make your own with rice or beans. Just make sure if you make your own like that, put a little bay leaf in with the rice or beans, just so that you don't get little bugs trying to get in there. Take a nice big inhale. Good. So again, be careful when you come out. So I'm just going to kind of move my arm props out of the way. taking my hands to the side, taking them in close to me. I'm going to nod my chin and come up. If it's easier for you to kind of, roll over to your side, if that's what you need to do, that is fine as well. Good. Be careful when you come up. You've been there for a while. So I'm just going to move some of these props out of the way. And so what we're going to do next then is we're going to go ahead and get our props ready for final relaxation pose for Shavasana. But before we do that, we're going to kind of open the hips just a little bit with our strap so that your Shavasana is a little bit more relaxing. So I'm just going to kind of prepare for that. So in preparation for that, I'm going to go ahead and have a pillow down here, the little neck pillow, and you can use this during this little stretch sequence that we're going to do as well. I'm just going to move my blocks now out of the way. I'm going to have my bolster handy. And if you're like me, sometimes in Savasana, especially since we're going to spend a lot of time there, if your feet tend to get cold, maybe have a blanket handy so you can put them over your feet. So that makes you more comfortable as well. All right, I'm just going to kind of move that one out of the way. So as you come onto your back, we're going to grab the trusty strap. Good. And so then once you're here, just kind of get all settled in. Just kind of maybe do a little wiggle, wiggle. Good. I'm going to take my strap around the center part of the right foot first. And I'm going to keep, we're not going to go into the crossbody twist here. So I'm going to keep a little bend in that left knee. Good. I'm letting everything kind of settle down into its socket. I've got a strap in each hand. And my right knee is nice and soft. So from here, when you're ready, going to your level, we're going to take that leg back in towards the face. And we'll breathe and expand. Good. So remember any pain, numbness, tingling, burning. We always want to back off if we feel those. Yep. And then we'll release. I'm going to take both straps into the right hand now. Good. So keeping both hips, both shoulders on the floor as much as possible. I'm just going to take that leg out to the right. We can let it kind of settle into the strap. And I'm letting my elbow and upper arm come onto the floor as well. My arm is a little bit more supported here. Good. We'll come back up, use the strap. And then when you're ready, we're just going to switch sides. I'm just going to do a midair switcheroo here. I'm going to keep a bend in that right knee. I'm letting everything on the left side just kind of settle down into the socket. I'm keeping softness in that left knee. I've got a strap in each hand. My belly button is in for a little bit more support. And I'm just gently bringing that in towards the face. And I'm breathing and expanding. And then we'll release both straps into the left hand, both hips, both shoulders are going to stay grounded. And we'll take that leg out to the left. I'm letting my left elbow and upper arm come down to the floor here just for a little bit more support. Good. And then from here, when you're ready, we'll just bring that leg back in the center. Good. I'm going to remove my foot from that strap. I'm just going to kind of put that strap to the side. I'm just going to take my knees into the chest. I'm just going to make some circles here. Now you can kind of keep them kind of together. You can kind of separate them, whatever feels good. And then don't forget to reverse directions here. Good. So we'll set up for final relaxation. So I am going to come up here just a little bit, and I'm going to take my bolster and I'm going to put that right under my thighs. Okay. And because my feet get cold, the nice thing about restorative yoga as well as yin, you can wear socks during this practice because you don't have to worry about slipping around here. So I'm just going to kind of put this blanket right over my feet just so that everything is comfortable there. I'm going to lie back. Maybe I need to bring things in just a little bit closer. Good. And then you can also cuddle yourself up here with a blanket if you would like to do that. I'm taking this blanket, this folded blanket here, and I'm just taking it right down the center part of my body just to facilitate a little bit more grounding while we're here. Good. Now, we're going to be here for a long time. A long time is 10 minutes. So I will walk you through a little relaxation exercise here. And then this is where we're going to be. Good. So see if you can make yourself about 10% more comfortable where you are right now. Big inhale and expand. Exhale to release. And tapping into your body now. Relaxing the right toes, the left toes, the right foot, the left foot, the right heel and ankle, the left heel and ankle, the left shin, the right shin, the left calf muscle, the right calf muscle, the left knee, the right knee, the left upper thigh, the right upper thigh, relaxing through the back of the right thigh, relaxing through the back of the left thigh, and releasing through the tailbone, the pubic bone, the right hip and glute, the left hip and glute, the front of the pelvic bowl, releasing through the lower belly, the lower back, the mid back, the mid belly around the navel, the right fingertips, the left fingertips, the right hand and wrist, the left hand and wrist, the right lower arm, the left lower arm, the right elbow, the left elbow, releasing through the upper mid back, releasing through your heart space, right below the sternum. Releasing through the chest, the left triceps, the right triceps, left biceps, right biceps, releasing through the front and back of the right shoulder, the front and back of the left shoulder, releasing through the left and right clavicles, releasing through the back of the neck, releasing through the throat, releasing through the jaw, the tongue, the right cheek, the left cheek, the right ear, the left ear, releasing through the occiput, the back of the head, the right eye, the left eye, releasing through the third eye, center of the forehead, releasing through the crown, the top of the head. Let go. Breathing and healing, exhale and release. I'll be silent for the rest of the time now. Sink in. Begin to come back into your awareness. Taking some deep breaths here and expand. And slowly release. And choosing to stay a little bit longer in stillness, or gently take head and neck from side to side. Choosing stillness, or gently invite movement of the fingers and the toes. Choosing stillness, or carefully begin, just kind of bring the heels in closer to your bolster or your cushion, and maybe even taking those feet up on the cushion for a moment. A gentle rock from side to side. And choosing stillness, or gently kind of move your bolster or your cushions out of the way. I'm going to take the blanket off my torso, and I'm going to take my little blanket support under my neck out from underneath. Taking legs long in front of me, arms long behind me, full body stretch, reach and lengthen from the edge of the fingertips, the edge of the toes. Point and flex through the feet, bend and stretch through the hands, twirling wrists and ankles in one direction, and then in the other. And then from here, very slowly, very carefully bending in both knees and rolling over onto your right or left side, the side that works best for your body in this moment. Taking a good moment here to pause, because we've been in that relaxation position for 10 minutes. And then when you feel safe to move, where you're less likely to get dizzy or anything like that, carefully bring yourself up to a comfortable seat. So maybe the same one we started with, maybe a different one. I'm going to bring my blanket back in here to sit on. Good. And once you've found that comfortable seat, find your nice tall spine again. I'm going to bring my heart back over to my heart space, or my hand back over to my heart space, and my other hand to my belly, my navel area. Checking back in. Hopefully things are a little bit more calm and peaceful now. Fingertips to the side, palms turning up. Inhale, reach and lengthen, touching palms together. Exhale, hands into heart center. Reconnect with that intention you made for yourself or healing one final time. And we'll take our thumbs to our forehead for good and true thoughts. To our lips for good and kind words. And to our hearts for open and loving hearts, knowing no effort on this mat is ever wasted, no gain is ever reversed. May you be safe, may you stay well, may you find rest, may you find peace, may you find calm. And namaste.